Hi. So today what we are going to read will introduce you to various terminologies from south of India, rural, ancient rural India. You have to be very attentive. Your MCQs level has now increased. If you've been observing that past few days the number of questions have increased and may not be every question's answer is there in the chapter, but so those are actually trying to upscale your preparation. But the approach will always remain that first you do the MCQ because the answers are written over there, and then you read through the chapter. So in this chapter, the chapter focuses on the various iron tools used in agriculture, how what is irrigation, what was irrigation of that time, what is how the village lived. So in Tamil region, land owners were known as Vellalar. Ordinary plowmen were known as uzavar, and landless laborers, including slaves, were known as kadaisiyar and adimai. Now see, it is for people from north of India who will find it difficult because of the terminology, but you will have to relate it. So, the society's fragmentation is shown in here. The landowners would be definitely rich. Vellars are rich community, landowners community. Ordinary plowmen were known as uzavar, and landless laborers, including slaves, were known as kadaisiyar and adimai. The headman of the village was known as grama bhojaka, and it was a hereditary position, and he is the largest, or they are the largest landowner. Apart from Grama Bhojaka, there were other independent farmers known as Grihapatis. And then there were men and women such as Dasa Karmakara, who did not own land, but they had to earn a living working in the fields owned by others. There were other trades, craft persons, blacksmith, potter, carpenter, and weaver. So in Tamil compositions, known as Sangam literature, they were composed around 2300 years ago. These texts were called Sangam because they were supposed to have been composed and compiled in assemblies known as Sangams and of poets that were held in the city of Madurai. The Tamil terms mentioned above are found in Sangam literature. So all this terminology which we just spoke are mentioned in Sangam literature. The chapter focuses on various coins and activities. We mentions certain cities' name. Then you can realize why we call them as the oldest cities. Few of the cities are called oldest cities in the country. Then about a northern black polished ware is a hard wheel made metallic looking ware with a shiny black surface. So the technology of how they are made is mentioned. See, these are single words, but you have to be very craftful. Many craftspersons and merchants now formed association known as Shrenis. It is still existent, Shrenis. And the Shrenis of craftsperson provided training, procured raw material, and distributed finished products. The Shrenis of merchants organized the trade. Shrenis also served as banks where rich men and women deposited money. So then there is this mention of the place called Arikamedu. Where is Arikamedu? What is found over there in the map? You have to just also look around the map. Various things for which South India were famous. Masalas, trade, trading element. What are the trade routes? Kingdoms. Sangam poem mentioned the Muvendar. This is the Tamil word meaning three chiefs, used for the heads of three ruling families, the Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas, who became powerful in South India around 2300 years ago. Some cities' name are mentioned. I would suggest just the map which was shared to you. You keep on looking at the map, you will have a great idea. Summarizing the chapter, uh, I would say that the chapter speaks about iron tools and agriculture, iron use in the subcontinent. Iron started being used about 3000 years ago, and its widespread use began around 2500 years ago. Iron tools and weapons were commonly found in megalithic burials. Iron tools, the discovery of iron excess, and iron plowshares increased agricultural efficiency. The iron plowshare, especially, was instrumental in expanding and intensifying agriculture, making the land cultivation more effective. Irrigation. To support the growing kingdoms, agricultural production had to be increased. Irrigation systems like canals, wells, tanks, and artificial lakes were introduced to enhance or ensure stable and enhanced productivity. Impact of irrigation. Increased production was necessary to support tax demands from kings. These taxes funded armies, palaces, and forts, which further strengthened the kingdom's administrative and military capacities. So, how did irrigation impact the kingdoms? So, if irrigation worked out in favor, it actually made the kingdom more rich because the production was high. They could tax more. These taxes funded armies. They can go for more war, longer war period. They can won more regions. Then big palaces and forts could be built. So many which way irrigation itself became a reason why various kingdoms were very powerful. So life in village, southern villages in Tamil region society was stratified. Vellalar, larger landowners, Uzavar, ordinary plowmen who worked on the land, Kadaisiyar and Adimai, landless laborers and slaves. Pardon my way of speaking, it may not be as if you are from Tamil Nadu, you'll have the most authentic pronunciation of the word, but yes, whatever we are reading in English, we are trying to help in that. Northern villages, the Grama Bhojaka was the hereditary headman, often the largest landowner. He collected taxes, judged disputes, and maintained law and order. Smaller landowners or grihapatis existed along the Dasa Karmakara, who were landless laborers working on the other's field. So there is a difference of southern village and northern villages. Occupation in village. So apart from farmers, village had skilled artisans like blacksmiths, potters, carpenters, and weavers. So they played crucial roles in producing tools and everyday items necessary for village life. Coins and trade, punch marked coins. These coins, used for about 500 years, were not inscribed but stamped with symbol using punches. They were rectangular, square, or round and circulated around across the subcontinent. So trade and merchant, vibrant trade was there, especially in South India, where goods like gold, spices, pepper, alimich, and precious stones were highly valued in the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire referred to pepper as black gold. Traders exchanged goods by land and sea. Gifts to kings. Merchant often bought special gifts for kings, including silver vessels, singing boys, women, fine wines, and exquisite clothes, which reflected their wealth and status. Sangam literature. Sangam literature, one of the earliest collections of Tamil literature, written around 2300 years ago, during assemblies of poets in Madurai called Sangams. These literature provided detailed accounts of society, trade, and daily life during the period. It also referenced Tamil social structures such as the roles of Vellalar, Uzavar, and Kadaisiyar. Mathura, a multifunctional city. Mathura, an important settlement over 2500 years ago, was a hub for trade routes connecting the northwest to the east and north to south. It was also a religious center with Buddhist, Jain, and Krishna worship sites. Art and sculpture. The city became renowned for its production of fine sculptures. It was also a capital of the Kushana Empire around 2000 years ago. Inscription. Many inscriptions from Mathura recorded gifts to religious institutions made by kings, merchants, and artisans. Occupations such as goldsmiths, blacksmiths, weavers, basket makers, and garland makers were common. Crafts and craft persons. Northern Polished Ware (NBPW), a fine black pottery that was popular across northern India, known for its shiny black surface. These ware indicated the presence of skilled potters and an advanced understanding of kiln technology. Shrenis or guilds. Craftspersons and merchant formed guild called shrenis, which trained workers, sourced raw materials, and distributed finished goods. Shrenis also acted as banks, investing wealth and supporting religious institutions. Arikamedu, a coastal trade hub. Arikamedu. Located in modern Puducherry, Arikamedu was a significant trade center between 2200 and 1900 years ago. Archaeological finds indicate trade with the Roman Empire, including items like amphorae, Aretine ware, Roman lamps, glassware, and gems. Pottery and beads. Local craftspersons produced pottery and beads from semi precious stones, evidence of vibrant craft industries in the region. Rules for spinning and weaving. In workshops supervised by a special official, women were employed for tasks like spinning and weaving. Widows, women with disabilities, and retired servants were some of the other groups engaged in the work. Strict rules governed their wages and working conditions. Trade at Barigaza. Imports wine, copper, tin, lead, coral, topaz, cloth, gold, and silver coins. Exports Himalayan plants, ivory, agate, carnelian, cotton, silk, and perfumes. Barigaza was a prominent port with local fishermen guiding ships into the narrow gulf. Merchants also bought gifts for the kings to gain favor and facilitate their trading activities. So, Bharuch, Barigaza, which is uh, mentioned here, is actually Bharuch in the port of Narmada. So, Greek traders are abbreviated it as Barigaza. So, Bharuch is in Gujarat near Ankaleshwar. So, you see the map, you will realize. And the chapter also highlights the interconnection between rural and urban areas. Village supported kingdoms through agriculture, while towns like Mathura and Arikamedu were centers of craft, trade, and religious activities. Trade was both local and international, with merchants exchanging goods across the seas, thus integrating India into broader global networks. So, this is what the chapter speaks about, and thank you.